In the tranquil serenity of Lake Bodom, a horrifying secret lies buried. This peaceful Finnish lake nestled in the town of Espoo holds a chilling tale that has baffled investigators for decades. In the early hours of June 5, 1960, a night of youthful adventure turned into a nightmarish ordeal. 4 young friends, 2 boys and 2 girls, decided to camp by the lake's edge. Little did they know, this would be their last outing together. The morning light revealed a scene of carnage. 3 of the 4 friends lay lifeless in their tent, the victims of a brutal and unrelenting attack. The lone survivor, Niels Gustafsson, was found in a state of shock, with serious injuries but alive. The peaceful lakeside was transformed into a crime scene, a stark contrast to the tranquility it usually offered. The silent, still waters of Lake Bodom held a gruesome secret, and the local community was left in shock. The campers were mere teenagers, their lives brutally cut short in their prime. Anja Maki, Seppo Boisman and Tuulikki Maki were the unsuspecting victims of an act so heinous, it would leave a permanent scar on the face of the otherwise serene Lake Bodom. The discovery sent shivers down the spine of the nation. The immediate aftermath of the crime saw a flurry of activity. Police swarmed the area, combing the crime scene for clues and evidence. Yet despite their efforts, the mysterious of the Lake Bodom murders remained unsolved, the killer's identity shrouded in mystery. The murders are not simply a tale of a crime, they are a testament to the fact that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. The beauty of Lake Bodom, with its clear waters and lush surroundings, belies the horror that unfolded on its shores. Just like the lake's calm surface, beneath the peace, a storm was brewing. With the dawn's light, the grim task of piecing together the night's events began. The initial police investigation into the Lake Bodom murders was a study in frustration and confusion. The crime scene, a tranquil lakeside setting turned slaughterhouse, offered more questions than answers. Detectives combed through the campsite seeking clues among the debris of a night out gone horribly wrong. They found the victim's tent slashed open, a sight that sent chills down their spines. The murder weapon, a knife, was discovered nearby, its blade stained with the lifeblood of the 4 friends. But the most perplexing find was a pair of bloody shoes, found a distance away from the crime scene, pointing towards a hasty retreat by the killer. The suspects that emerged from the initial investigation were a motley crew. Among them, a local kiosk owner with a violent past, a rumored KGB spy, and even a survivor from the Night of Terror. Each had their reasons to be under suspicion, yet none could be definitively linked to the crime. The investigation was further hampered by the era's lack of technological advancements. This was the mid-60s, a time before DNA analysis and sophisticated forensics. The police relied heavily on traditional methods, eyewitness accounts, alibis, and physical evidence. But in a case as clouded and complex as the Lake Bodom murders, these tools proved to be woefully inadequate. As weeks turned into months, the leads dried up. The bloody shoes, the slashed tent, the stained knife, they all failed to point conclusively to a single perpetrator. The police were left clutching at straws, their initial optimism fading into a grim acceptance of a mystery that seemed unsolvable. And so, the investigation began to lose its momentum. The media moved on, the public's attention waned, and the detectives found themselves chasing shadows. The brutal murders at Lake Bodom, once the talk of the town, slowly receded into the background. But for those who lived through it, the scars remained. As the case grew cold, the shadows of the unsolved mystery loomed large. In the absence of answers, speculation grew, and theories sprouted like weeds. With the Lake Bodom murders, the ideas ranged from probable to the downright bizarre. One of the most prominent theories focused on none other than one of the victims himself, Niels Gustafsson. As the sole survivor of the massacre, Gustafsson was initially treated as a victim, but as years passed, suspicions began to mount. His memories of the night were hazy at best, and certain inconsistencies in his account raised eyebrows. The question emerged, could he have been the perpetrator, driven by a fit of rage or jealousy? However, the case wasn't that simple. There were other suspects too. Some held the belief that KGB spies were behind the murders. It was the height of the Cold War after all, and Finland's proximity to the Soviet Union made this theory plausible to some. But without concrete evidence, it remained just that, a theory. Then there was the unidentified blonde man. A group of birdwatchers reported seeing a blonde man leaving the scene on the morning of the murders. His identity has never been confirmed, and his connection to the case remains a mystery. Was he merely an innocent bystander, or did he have a more sinister role in the events of that fateful night? Each theory had its pros and cons, its believers and its skeptics. As time passed, the lines between fact and fiction blurred and the truth became ever more elusive. The theories multiplied, but the answers remained out of reach. As the years turned into decades, the case of the Lake Bodom murders transformed from a shocking crime into a haunting mysterious. Theories, suspects, and unanswered questions swirled around the incident, much like the fog that often hangs over the lake itself. The truth seemed as elusive as the shifting shadows beneath the water's surface. Decades later, the whispers of Lake Bodom still echo, the mystery as unresolved as ever. As the sun rises and sets, the lake remains a haunting reminder of the terrible events that transpired on its shores. The case has seen its fair share of trials, yet the mystery is far from over. The most notable trial in the murders was that of Niels Gustafsson. Gustafsson, one of the two survivors, was charged with the murders decades after the event. The prosecution argued that Gustafsson, driven by jealousy and rage, committed the gruesome act. The case against him was primarily based on circumstantial evidence and the inconsistencies in his account of the events that fateful night. However, the trial turned out to be another twist in the tale. Despite the charges and the serious allegations, Gustafsson was acquitted. The court found the evidence insufficient to conclusively prove his guilt. This verdict, while it brought relief to Gustafsson, did little to appease the public's thirst for answers. The acquittal of Gustafsson ignited more debates and discussions. Some argue that the real killer still walks free, while others believe that Gustafsson was the perpetrator, his acquittal a failure of the justice system. These debates continue to this day, fueled by the lingering questions and the lack of a definitive conclusion. The Lake Bodom murders have become a subject of numerous research studies, documentaries, and even inspired songs and films. Yet despite all the attention and the relentless pursuit of the truth, the case remains shrouded in uncertainty. The lack of concrete evidence and the conflicting theories only add to the mystery. In the end, the murders remain a chilling testament to the darkness that can lurk even in the most tranquil places. They serve as a grim reminder that mysteries like the deep waters of Lake Bodom can sometimes hide their secrets well, leaving us with only whispers and echoes of the truth. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment your theories, like and subscribe.